And also another goal is to get unshadow banned from Instagram because I
What's shadow band?
it's
I've
like
never
they
heard of this.
What do you think about women, females? They're worried about looking manly from lifting weights. You know, you're a power builder, you're doing squats, bench, and deadlifts, you're trying to lift heavier weights. You're not just doing the band exercise, you're not just doing hip thrusts. It seems like half the women nowadays, I see them in the gym, all they're doing is working on their glutes. They don't train anything else. Like, what do you think about that? Are women actually going to look like a man? What is that all about?
it would take a lot to look like a man in order to lift weights for a woman. Like, I don't like when people think that way because like it takes years and years in order to build muscle. Like not just doing one bicep curl is going to make you blow up and look like Arnold. Like it kind of undermines the effort that other girls put in the gym that are like lifting heavy weights when people just say, "Oh, I don't want to lift because I don't want to look like a man." I think that's crazy because it takes years and years in order to build muscle. And honestly, lifting heavy weight is so freaking cool. Like just going up to like people automatically think you're gonna go do glutes or something, and then you in there freaking deadlifting like so much weight, and it goes against what it goes against old traditional beliefs are, I guess, that women should just stay dainty and just do whatever. It's just so cool to like be able to have the ability to lift a significant amount of weight and don't be afraid to pick up a barbell.
I mean, for me, if anything, I think these women are jealous that say that. Oh, I don't want to look like a man. You're saying something and making it look like because you couldn't. Do they really think that they're going to lift weights and in like 6 months you're going to look like a man? Half the men training can't look like men. They're training with weights and they have naturally higher testosterone levels. They're in there day after day, year after year, and they can hardly put on muscle. So, what makes a woman think that if they go and train for 6 months or a year, they're just going to suddenly look jacked? And let's even say that they did. They could then say, oh, I'm going to take this week off. So if they actually got to the point where, wow, I have too much muscle, as if that's going to happen anyway, maybe if they're on steroids, but I mean, if they got to that point, then you can back off. So to me, the notion of we can't lift heavy, we can't train hard, we shouldn't do this, do that because I'll look like a man, it's just ridiculous. Like it annoys me so much. Probably more me than you.
Yeah, I think it is just jealousy because they're like, well, if I had the ability to lift weights, I just don't want to look like a man because like it's just kind of like saying, "Oh, if I did this, then I will get even more jacked than you," or something like that.
Yeah, and even if they did look like, let's say they did look like a man. So friggin' what? Be proud of it. Own it. Be like, yeah, I look like a man. So what? I'm proud of this. You're jealous of me because I can beat you in an arm wrestle. Like, who cares? Like, I'm very, I'm a fan of both men and women, and I treat everyone as circles the same. So, like, just be proud of whatever you do. If you want to look like a man, train, be jacked, do it. But don't be embarrassed by it. Don't let somebody else who's going to tease you and say you look manly, don't let that stop you from doing what you want to do.
Exactly.
I know it's a trend lately that a lot of women will brag about how much they get to eat. Like, I'm eating 2,700 calories a day, I had 3,500, 4,000 calories. They're bragging about how much they can eat. I don't know why exactly, but have you noticed this and do you have any theories as to why?
I feel like it used to be all about like eating less and stuff like that. So now people are like, look at all of this food that I could eat and still like stay lean. Like you could do it too. And like although that may not be true though, some people genetically can't eat that much and they feel pressured to eat that much, so they do, and they don't get the results that they see that the other person is promoting it does. And um, I feel like people shouldn't really like share how much they eat. Like they can if they want to, but it's just not something to compare yourself to other people because everyone eats differently and everyone has different genetics of like what they are allowed to eat. And um I think it's just useless information.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's almost like a reverse bragging. Like on one end, they used to say, "Well, I only eat 1,200. I eat all salads. I'm very strict eating," like almost like they're orthorexia. But versus now, it's kind of like all these trends we were talking about that they keep changing. Now it's almost like I eat this much, and because I eat this much, that makes me better than you. And if you do what I do, if you train like me or hire me, you can eat 3,000 calories a day. Meanwhile, the amount of calories you eat is totally going to be based on your genetics and need, like non-exercise activity thermogenesis, how much cardio you're doing per day, how much weightlifting you're doing, how much muscle do you have, and what is your job like, are you active all day? So it's not really a fair comparison, but it kind of bothers me when people like lie about it. Like they'll add in, I eat this just to sell a program. Like, oh, you only eat 1,500 calories a day. It's because you're starving yourself. You need to eat more, and if you eat more, you'll lose weight. And it's like, that's some bad information, and they're doing it just to sell programs. So that's kind of what really bothers me.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if especially if they like lie about how much they're eating, or like do things like you said, like spit it out afterwards whenever they do like those mukbang videos. And I think
Yeah.
I think it's just I think you should just work on having a healthy. I know you say you can't have a relationship with food, but I think if you get in a better place with food, then that's all that really matters.
Yeah, absolutely. You've come a long way. Still a ways to go, of course, but we wish you the best. But what are your future goals in the coming years? Other than getting swatted by that mosquito
No, they keep
that's been flying around for the last hour.
I know. I really want to get in a better place mentally, most importantly. Then I feel like everything in life kind of falls into place once you have that going for you. I really want to be the strongest that I can with powerlifting, and also another goal is to get unshadow banned from Instagram because I
What's shadow banned?
it's
I've
like
never heard of this.
they censor because I posted something about the human centipede and they thought it was something else, so they shadow banned me completely, so my name doesn't pop up in the search bar anymore unless you type in my name exactly. And
Oh, wow. I never even knew that existed. How do
yeah,
you undo that?
I don't know. I tried contacting them. They don't. I tried contacting them, but they don't reach back out to people, and um, it's just annoying because it really hindered my growth on Instagram.
Well, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
yeah, I'm no longer on the explore page either, and that's where like all that's how a lot of accounts grow is by the explore page. So um, I just it kind of feels discouraging with Instagram now that it was so booming and now it just plumped.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, people will go on your site, check it out, and you do have YouTube as well. So essentially, your goals: improve that mental aspect, get stronger, and get rid of that shadow ban, which I
Yeah.
didn't even know existed. Those are good goals, I must say.
Thank you.
All right, so it was a pleasure to have you. Be sure to check her out, and hopefully, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Coke Dread.
All right, and let's do the. You know how to do this? And
Yeah.
until next time, we are out.